Losing your illusions. A young child viewing a puppet show will sit happily entranced and fascinated by the animated, talking marionettes, believing that they are very much alive and real. One day, when the child is older, and sees the strings attached to the puppets for the very first time, the illusion is forever shattered. The child will always know that hidden hands control the lifeless puppets. Most people living today have advanced into adulthood without ever having known of, or seen, the hidden hands controlling their systems of money, taxation, public education and social reform. The nearly invisible strings attached to the marionettes are well concealed, and the marionettes themselves, politicians, religious leaders, heads of colleges, scientists, foundations and think tanks, media moguls and other officials held in general esteem by the people, act so lifelike as to blend perfectly with their audience. For the young child, the puppet theater is a small box with curtains, and the strings, usually transparent nylon fishing line, rise up to the hands of loving parents and friendly neighbors. For the adult, the virtual puppet theater is the controlled space between their ears. The space within which their belief system can be manipulated, held entranced and fascinated, by puppet masters directing cleverly crafted plays, dramas and crises, the plots to which the audience is told will unfold to their general benefit and to the endings which have already been written. Invisible strings called beliefs rise up to hidden hands holding global wealth and power. As long as the illusion can be maintained, the audience can be held spellbound. For them, the show is their reality. Until, one day, they see the strings. Discovering the truth. In speaking of the truth, Henry David Thoreau once said, "Any truth is better than make-believe. Rather than love, than money, than fame, give me truth." Yet Italian Renaissance statesman and political writer, Niccolo Machiavelli, wrote in The Prince, one of the most influential political works of all time, that governments are created to lie to the greatest number of people, the greatest amount of the time. And why do governments lie? Why, to cover up their previous lies in order to protect the perpetrators, of course. But the truth is a funny thing. You can distort it, you can even suppress it for a while. Sometimes you discover that it's been hiding in plain view all along. Eventually the truth always comes out as unsealed records, and deathbed confessions reveal decades later what really happened. But once in a while the lie, the fraud or hoax is exposed while the perpetrators are still alive, as is the case today, with this article. What will you do now? What did Winston Churchill say? Most people, sometime in their lives, stumble across truth. Most jump up, brush themselves off, and hurry on about their business as if nothing had happened. Until it is too late to do anything about it. What do you think the rest of the world, who have been forced to adopt democracy, instead of the covenant, are going to do when they find out it doesn't work and that the West knew that, before it forced them to adopt it? And who are they going to quite rightly blame for all of their suffering? You. Then what will they do? Armageddon.